So the ninth place final is set. It will be the Samoans taking on the Irish. Now this game will be extremely entertaining and it is not too far away from taking place in the Hong Kong Sevens. But in this preview, we will be looking through at previous fixtures, key players to watch out for in both of these sides, and also at the end, a score prediction. But jumping straight into it, Samoa, they have played 5 games so far. Same can be said about the Irish. You wonder whether fatigue will start setting in for some of these sides as we get to the final matchup. But for their first game, they played Fiji. They did lose 12 points to 7 in a close encounter. Then from there, they also had a close game with Argentina, losing that game 26 points to 19. And from there, unfortunately, they weren't able to get through to the quarterfinals. It was such a tough pull, having those two sides that I mentioned, Fiji and Argentina, alongside also Canada sneaking in there, which was their next game. They did win that one 29 points to 5, had a fantastic first half, but were kept scoreless in the second. Then their ninth place quarterfinal matchup came around. It was their game up against Kenya. They were able to win it 26 points to 12. And then their most recent fixture up against the Australians, winning it 15 points to 12. And a bit of a last minute thriller with a bit of controversy thrown in just to add fuel to the flame. But now looking through at the Irish, see what they were able to do in the 5 matches they have played so far. Their first game was close up against South Africa, but just like Samoa, they did lose their first match. It's up against the Blitzboks, 14 points to 7. So they were a little bit unlucky. So not quite the start that the Irish would have been after. Their next game was up against Kenya. They won it 26 points to 14. Third game up against New Zealand. So they had that same treatment as Samoa, where they had so many tough sides in their group that one good side was going to miss out. In this case, it was Ireland, losing 26 points to 7 up against the Kiwis. Their next game in the 9th place quarterfinals was nice and easy for them, 17-0 up against Canada. And then their most recent game, this was quite a successful game for the Irish, winning 31 points to 7 over Uruguay. Now, we've seen Uruguay push a few sides throughout this Sevens competition and also throughout the last few legs. Pretty impressive that Ireland were able to win by such a margin, and will give them confidence up against the Samoans. But now looking through at the key players, Va'a Pilamaleko in the last game for Samoa did extremely well, got himself a couple tries in the process, and it did help them over the line in that tough game up against the Aussies. Another player who did pretty well in that game was Paul Eti Slater. We saw him a lot, setting up that back line, trying to help his side make their way through the gaps. And then the third player for the Samoans that I'm going with as a key player to watch out for, it is none other than Tuna Tuitama. Extremely impressive, the speed that he's got. He scored himself a double in the game up against the Kenyans, and he will be hoping to get another try on the score sheet in this game up against the Irish. Looking through at this Irish side for who are the key players to watch out for. First player, Andrew Smith, got himself 2 tries in the game up against Uruguay. He's also one of the larger players for Ireland in their side, so that will be beneficial up against this physical Samoan outfit. Next player I am going to go with is Mark Roach. Got himself also a try in that last game up against Uruguay. Very quick, has very good vision for when that back line does need to either shift it left or right, and also isn't afraid to go for the pick and go, which I feel could be quite successful for the Irish in this Samoan 9th place final. And then the last player, I am going to go with Jordan Conroy. He's been a little bit quiet for Ireland in a couple of the more recent games. It's due for a big one, and as long as there's no injury involved, I feel like this game could be the one that he does have an outstanding performance. But now we are up to that stage, the prediction. I normally get it wrong. I actually haven't been too bad overall with Hong Kong Sevens predictions, so let's see if we can add another one to the list. Samoa to win this game, and they are going to win it 19 points to 14. That's the prediction. Let's see if it's correct. I think the Samoans from their last game up against Australia showed that when they can get it right, they do find success. Ireland up against Uruguay, getting themselves a big result. I wouldn't be surprised if it was reversed for the score and Ireland were able to win it 19 points to 14. But we will stick with the Samoans in this one, see whether or not they will get themselves that 9th place. But nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this preview. We will be doing the live commentary on the channel, so be sure to check that one out. 9:05 p.m. New Zealand time when this game has taken place. Only a little bit away. Should be an absolutely awesome game to be able to cover. But if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below, and I will see you all for the next one.